Hello, Dancing with the Stars fans. I'm Daniel Montgomery, senior editor with GoldDerby.com, here with our contributors Jeffrey Kare and Cordell Martin. And we are here to discuss the semifinals of Dancing with the Stars, which aired this past Monday night. And then we will be previewing the finale of Dancing with the Stars, which is coming up. So I guess we could start off with kind of the foregone conclusion of Monday Night Show, where we all kind of thought, okay, Johnny Weir's probably going to go, and he was the bottom, the flat out last place when judges' scores were added to viewer vote, so he was just eliminated outright. And then it was down to Sky Jackson versus Justina Machado. They were the next bottom two. So the judges decided to save Justina and eliminate Sky, which meant that Nelly was completely safe. Which we kind of thought might happen, especially with the scores that happened on Monday night. What did you think about that outcome, Cordell?
Yeah, I'm not surprised with who was eliminated. I was hoping that Sky would be able to pull it out, but I think the cards were definitely stacked against her and Johnny. Um, as certain contestants got dance styles that really suited to their strengths. So that was really going to be a hurdle for them to overcome. And then also just looking at the show and how the results have been going, they both have been in the bottom two. So we knew they didn't have the strongest fan base as opposed to the other four contestants that did make it in the finale. And then the final nail in the coffin, at least for Sky, was once Nelly got that perfect score, I knew my girl was toast. So yeah, you win some, you lose some. I mean, at least they were able to make it this far. And, for the most part, I think the fans definitely voted with who were the best dancers. I mean, except for Nelly, but I'd rather take one so-so dancer than three or four. So
What did you think about that outcome, Jeffrey?
Well, I echo a lot of what Cordell just said, and Sky and Johnny, I thought they both did really great work this past week. So I'm glad they were both able to end their runs on such a high. With Johnny, yeah, I wasn't too surprised to see him go. Though Sky, man, I mean, if I were a judge on the show, it would have been like Sophie's choice for me to choose who to save, Sky or Justina. I mean, I'll say I think they slightly made the right call just by keeping Justina, whereas Sky, even though she's had her, you know, up weeks, well, she's also had her down weeks, but, you know, I do agree with Cordell that, yeah, I'm glad she was able to make it as far as she did. And, well, hey, because, if it was Justina who was eliminated, that really would have been an outrage.
Yeah, I feel bad even feeling bad for like a top four like this, just because, Nelly isn't great, or at least certainly not as great as I think the scores he gets, especially in recent weeks. But like, we got Justina, we got Neve, we got Caitlyn. They all absolutely belonged in the finals. I would have put Sky in over Nelly, but like the fact is, like, look who we've gotten last year and the year before, people we've lost in the semifinals, like James Vanderbeek, people who won the show, like Bobby Bones. Even Hannah Brown has already been outscored by Caitlin Bristow without even factoring in the finale, where everyone's probably going to get 30s anyway. So, it's like it's a good final four. Though I do think, like, I feel like such a stick in the mud for like being like, why are they giving out all these tens? But it took so much of the meaning out of it. Like by the end of the night, it's like, okay, you're giving Nelly the same tens you gave Justina, that you gave Neve, that you gave Caitlyn, that you gave Sky. That it's like, getting a perfect score doesn't mean anything if perfect is literally the median score on the night. Because they gave 8 out of the 12 dances perfect 30s, and it leaves no room for kind of the finale to have any kind of competitive dance element, even if just like I mean, maybe Nelly will get 9s, but I feel like everyone else is just, unless they do something absolutely outright, like you fell on your face, you forgot your choreography, you accidentally spit on Carrie Ann Inaba or something like that, like you're just gonna get 30s automatically.
I know, right?
What did you think about those scores and potentially the scores for the finale, Cordell?
I mean, going into the semifinals, I mean, I knew for the most part, like Neve and Caitlin were probably going to get perfect 60s. Just as I mentioned before, those dances were in their wheelhouse. Sky, I knew the Viennese waltz was going to be her perfect score. Um, Johnny, I knew Johnny was going to have a struggle just because of the type of dances he was given. Justina was just one of those that either they were going to love her and give her a perfect 60 or pick one or the other in terms of that perfect score. The only one that was surprising to me was Nelly. I thought the jive was just going to be it for him. I knew they were just going to just bash him, give him sevens, and he was going to go. But just like with the samba, like he surprised me. And I think he surprised a lot of people that he really just stepped it up. And I don't know if he felt that, this was going to be his last dance pretty much. But once he knocked it out and got those 10s and that perfect score, I was just like, wow, that was the surprise of the night. Going into the finale, and once I guess they announced the dance styles, I don't know if they have or not, but okay, so we'll see how that goes. But with the freestyles, yeah, for the most part, unless you fall on your face or some crazy thing happens, most of the contestants, if not all of them, will receive at least 9s and 10s. So I'm pretty sure the judges kind of cop out and let the fans make the ultimate decision.
What did you think about the scores, Jeffrey?
Well, I mean, in the sense of all the 10s that came out, I mean, it just goes to show how much everyone left in the competition was really giving it their all, and in each of the routines they got to do. I mean, yeah, some probably didn't deserve as much as others, but hey, still everyone, I thought really did the best that they could do possible in different ways, obviously. As for what it means going into the finale, well, should be interesting because I have no idea I have no idea who's going to land and where in the final results because it really is that competitive.
Yeah, I feel like Nelly has had so much luck with low expectations because his jive was like amazing for Nelly.
Yeah.
But if like that would have been like a Neve 8. Because it wasn't a perfect routine. Like there were like, little bits and pieces that were rough around the edges, but he handled it so much better than I thought he would. So I'm like, okay, definitely 9s on that one. And then I saw the judges give a standing ovation. I was like thinking, sit down. What is happening here? So yeah, like once he got those perfect scores, I figured, oh, Sky's gotta be toast. And I wasn't surprised when they announced, the results, who's going to the finals, and they announced Nelly first. You're like, okay, this is gonna suck for somebody. So looking ahead to next week's show, as Cordell indicated, we do have the dance styles for the finale. Obviously, one of them is the freestyle. We also have the song selections that'll give us maybe a sense of what those freestyles will be like. So let's go over them now. Each couple is actually, even though there are only 4 left, they're only performing twice.
Okay.
And the first routine will be a routine we've seen before. It will be sort of like their favorite routine from the season. And a couple of these will be very unsurprising. Caitlin Bristow will be dancing, will be repeating her Britney Spears Argentine tango to Toxic, which sounds great for her. And then her freestyle dance is going to be to Sparkling Diamonds from Moulin Rouge. So I feel like she's going to be given some Nicole Kidman Satine energy in that. It'd be interesting. And it'll be interesting, especially because Artem, this is, since he's been on the U.S. Dancing with the Stars, he's never been in the finals. This will be his first. Oh, wow. This will be his first freestyle to choreograph for this show. So this will be interesting. He has won Strictly Come Dancing in the UK. Okay. Then you've got Justina Machado, she is repeating her cha-cha to Respect by Aretha Franklin. And then her freestyle I'm very much looking forward to. She's doing two songs, Let's Get Loud by Jennifer Lopez and Bamboleo by the Gypsy Kings. So very much leaning into her Puerto Rican heritage there, it feels like, and it's going to be I feel like there's going to be a lot of Latin rhythm, but free-flowing, more like less rigidly technical than like one of the regular Latin dances. So that'll be fun. And then we've got Nelly. Nelly, this is a little surprising. He's choosing to. Well, I guess I don't know if he was assigned it or like who made the final decision. He's choosing to do the samba again, which was a breakthrough moment for him because he did surprisingly well with it. So that'll be Rhythm of the Night by DeBarge, and then his freestyle dance. And these song selections aren't really that surprising for a rapper. He's doing Savage by Megan Thee Stallion and Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G., which is an interesting combo. I don't know how they're going to. And then Neeb Schulman to get his 60 out of 60. Neeb's just getting a 60 with these. He's redoing the Black Swan Paso Doble, obviously.
Oh.
Yeah. And these dances are going to be repeated. The press release says that there will be like new elements added to these dances. So it won't like be entirely exactly a rerun, I don't think.
Okay.
So he's doing the Black Swan Paso Doble again, and then his freestyle will be Singing in the Rain.
Ooh.
Which feels so right for him in terms of the personality. Especially because he's talked about like wanting to have that sort of like Broadway performance kind of aspect. He's getting the highest score. He's getting the 60.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Caitlin's probably getting 60. And I can see Justina and Nelly getting like maybe 130 and then one like 27, 28, 29, something like that. And then it'll be down to the judges or down to the viewer votes. And I think that will go towards Neve, especially since we saw that Justina maybe didn't have the fan base that a couple of those others had, since she was in the bottom three. So what do you think about those dances, Cordell, and who do you think is going to win the Mirrorball Trophy?
In regards to the dances, I think all of them did great in terms of the repeat dance. I think it was probably each of their breakthrough dance or most memorable, or one of their most memorable dances. In terms of the freestyle, I think for the most part they were pretty spot on with the type of dance styles and song choices. I think from a strategic standpoint, Neve has the edge over them, just because you look at the demographics for Dancing with the Stars. I mean, it's middle-aged housewives, ages 40 plus, and so for them, Singing in the Rain is definitely a classic that a lot of them grew up watching or love. So he really did a great job in terms of just targeting that demographic. In terms of who wins, I mean, it's going to be really competitive, and it just depends on who people favor. Justina has the bubbly personality like Bendy or Amber Riley, who may not be the most conventional looking dancer or celebrity, but they had the personality that people gravitated towards. Nelly's the underdog, like a Kelly Monaco or Bobby Bones, that you saw the growth in his dance journey. Neve is just the showman of the season, like a Donny Osmond. And then you have Caitlin, who's one of the more technical dancers, like a Brooke Burke or Nicole Scherzinger. So it just depends on, the viewers' vote. And I think it'll probably come down to Neve, or I wouldn't be surprised about Nelly. After Bobby Bones, anything is possible. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think it wasn't like even mathematically possible to go from the very bottom to the very top until Bobby Bones. And it was just like, what? That was even a possibility? Because I remember, like, I think it was the season or two before where David Ross had a similar situation where he made it farther than his dancing would have allowed. And so he got the last place scores during the finals, and he moved up to sent to second. And I was like, okay, that's your ceiling, second. But no, you could actually get to first from the bottom. So yeah, what do you think about the dances and who will win, Jeffrey?
Well, I think the repeats are some pretty great choices. Freestyles, I'm of course very interested in seeing what everyone's doing. And after you mentioned Neve's choice to perform the singing in the rain, yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna do very well with that, and he's probably gonna get a perfect score. And I think I'm currently predicting him to win right now because of for not to repeat a lot of what Cordell just said, but yeah, that if he does well as expected with that routine, yeah, that might just submit him as the winner. I mean, again, he has the showmanship, and yeah, as for how everyone else, well, yeah, there's a great case to be made. Well, yeah, I mean, for any of the Final Four, there's a great case to be made for who will place where or who could win or whatever.
Yeah, I do feel like they're putting their finger on the scale for Nelly a little bit, just because he's also getting that performance, like a separate performance, medley of his songs. He'll and we know those songs too. He'll be performing "Ride with Me," a little bit, and "Hot in Here," obviously. And during his performance, his pro partner Daniela Karagach will be dancing with her husband and fellow pro dancer Pasha Pashkov. So they'll get like an extra showcase that the other contestants won't be getting. And I believe he's also performing at the VMAs or the AMAs this weekend, the American Music Awards this weekend. So ABC is really going all in on Nelly for like 2 days straight. So the judges really might want to just kind of like keep his scores in check so they don't like push him to the mirror ball. Like, cause it's been such a good season. Like Nelly's fine, but like, please don't end this season with a Mirrorball champion Nelly. Like, proud to have you in the final. Yay, go get it and like improve and underdog spirit. But like, when it comes, give someone else the Mirrorball trophy. So we don't have to have like another Georgia runoff. And then we're also going to have a solo dance for Derek Huff. He will be dancing to Let's Fall in Love for the Night, which is a Phineas song that I love. So that'll be interesting to see. What are you most looking forward to, Cordell?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to, another week of great dances and just being, in suspense as to how the results are going to shake out. I'm hoping by some miracle that Justina wins. I mean, she's been my favorite since week one. I think she kind of just fell into the background as the weeks progressed because all of her fun, exciting dances were in the first few weeks, in the first half of the season. So I'm just hoping that, she just brings that Latina spirit out there, rep Puerto Rico and get the win. So
yeah, we stand Justina Machado here,
yes.
Unapologetically. What are you looking forward to, Jeffrey?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how everyone's going to do for their last hurrah. I'm definitely rooting most for Justina, though we'll have to see how she does overall as well as everyone else. I'm definitely very interested in seeing how they're going to do the finale overall this year. I mean, so yeah, I'll say no matter what the outcome ends up being, I'll at least be glad when the suspense is all over, even if it's Nelly and not necessarily satisfied with it. Again, at least the suspense would be over no matter what.
Yeah, it would be it'll be nice to sort of, not that it's been a bad season, it's actually been a good season relative to the last few. But yeah, it's like Thanksgiving's coming up and like the world is still kind of on fire. So it's just like, yeah, just pick one, and I will be throwing all my votes behind Justina. I do think I think what tripped her up in terms of like her momentum this season is that her first performance was such a, oh wow, look at Justina moment that she never really got until her contemporary dance. She never got her like breakout moment because she broke out so early. and so the judges kept getting her stuck at like 9s and like 8s and 9s, and like hardly ever, not until the finale or the semifinals, giving her any 10s. And then in the semifinals, they gave everyone 10s. So it's like it sort of took away her moment for that. Which is one of the reasons I think maybe she hasn't had or she didn't have the fan support in the semifinals to be absolutely safe. I think it might have been because, well, like her narrative has kind of not been there as much, because she started strong and then like the judges' scores just kind of plateaued for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm rooting for her to get like a moment in the finale. I'm just thrilled that she made it this far, that I get to see her do a freestyle, because that's going to be so much fun. So winning would be gravy, and I'm not expecting it. But honestly, my 1 and 2 this season are Justina and Neve, and honestly in either order, because I think those two are easily my favorites of the season.
Mine too.
So, we will find out what happens on Monday night when the couples perform one last time, or 2 last times. And then viewers will vote at home, including myself, and
me.
and Jeffrey and Cordell. We're all conspiring. And then we will find out what happens at the end of Monday night, and we will discuss the result with you after that. So until then, thank you everyone watching, and we will see you then.